Hey guys, it's Dotoran. Been gone a little bit of time because I've been having some fun getting something new ready for Minecraft. As you can see from my current screen, I am running the latest snapshot. It just came out on Thursday of this week, 12W17A, where we now sport craftable, writable books. And it also sports half slabs of wood in all three new colors, in addition to the blocks that were introduced a while back. This is the second snapshot since the release of 1.2.5. You know how I operate. I do not run mods, and I will always run the latest snapshot unless there is a known really bad bug. But I wanted to show you an empty, pristine world, and I generated the world using the seed of just the word Gargamel. You may have seen this out on the nets. It's a very popular seed, spelled with a capital G, Gargamel. And I want to take you in here for a minute. Okay, I've generated this world right before starting this video so that we could get a chance to see what was going on. I also want to show you another neat trick. Look at this, day is just starting. You know, you hit F3 and you get the stats screen. Then you get these graphs which, for many of us don't really mean much. And you'll notice, on this particular system I'm using, it's not, super powerful. And I mean, look at that, it's covering all of that data. So oftentimes, you either turn it off totally or, you bring it back. And then I believe the idea was you would press I, wait for it to finish, and then it would, clear itself off. Well, another new feature that a lot of people don't remember is, okay, how do you get this off? Here we go. Is Shift F3. Just hold your Shift key down. It just basically turns off the graphs. And then it allows you to see the data that you want to see, like the X, the Y, and the Z coordinates. Now, newer versions are also introducing additional information that's kind of wild. You see that B value, and it says we're in the plains. As you wander around, it'll actually tell you the name of the biome you happen to be sitting in. Well, if you notice, I'm sitting in a hole. And that's because after generating this world, I came to this exact spot, X179, Y65, and Z379. This is going to be the welcome location to this world. And I've actually burrowed a hole through this tree here so that we can have a chance to see what's going on in this world. This world is really cool for a couple of reasons. I don't believe I turned cheating on. I just want to see if this works, because this would help us. Oh, I did turn cheating on. Another new feature when you generate a world for single player is whether or not you want to, quote, cheat. And basically that means that some of the more powerful multiplayer commands are turned on. And you can, hit the slash key and then you can type them in. I believe I hit the tab key, and you can see that these are the ones we have: game mode, help, toggle, downfall, time, give, kill, XP, and the question mark. So those are the more powerful basic commands that you would then have access to. Okay? Well, here's what I want to do. I have decided to create a multiplayer server to associate with my Dotoran Does Minecraft channel. And originally I was going to put it on an old computer that the kids weren't using. And I actually had it entirely set up and started to play around with it. and discovered that it was incredibly slow. So I had the money lying around, so I decided that I would go one step further and go out and buy a nice beefy system that I could use as a server. So I now have a really nice server set up. It's been running about 2 weeks now, just for me and Svieta and a couple of kids from school, just to kind of test it out and get rid of the bugs. I needed to set up some software so that I could remotely administer the server. I'm actually going to be placing it in my basement, which is a little cooler. You know, it'll be out of the way. I won't have to listen to the noise. But then I can still sit upstairs on my laptop and access it, you know, from upstairs or work or wherever I happen to be. But I wanted to use this copy that I created in single player on my laptop just to kind of show us what's going on. When I originally spawned in, it was over here somewhere in the snowy area. And I checked out the world, and I'm going to do that for you guys. And I found my way over here. And my original thought was that this island would become mine, and that, you know, I would build my house on this island. But then I got to thinking from a multiplayer standpoint. This is an awesome seed, and I want to offer it for us to use because it just offers so much. You know, we see the snowy areas over here. We see, you know, the wooded areas here. It's calling this area we're in around here, especially over here, the plains. Actually, where is it going to be? I think it's over this way. As we go that way in a minute, we'll see that there's jungle as well. There's mountains. And look at this. There's a nice river that kind of meanders on down, and we'll take a look at that. But before I leave, remember when I started, I was sitting in a hole that was 1 block deep. I had actually flattened out this entire island, took all the trees, and I created a welcome center. And we'll look at that when we go to the actual server and see what it looks like. But for now, I want you to make a note of those 3 X, Y, and Z coordinates. If you want to come on the server, it is a whitelisted server, which means I am going to have to get your information and basically approve you before I allow you to come on. We do have some rules. I'm not going to go over those in this video, but if you want, then you'll know what to do. But the IP, not the IP address, but the coordinate address for the Welcome Center, which is this island down here, are right there. Okay. All right. So now I want to just kind of take a slow fly, and I am going to turn Shift F3 off so that you have a chance to see what's going on here. I'm just going to go slowly through here so you can see this. I love rivers because they allow, you know, instant access to the water, and then you have things around the water that would be awesome places to establish yourself or create your house. And if you think about it, on a multiplayer server, hopefully you'll have a lot of people playing. So you want to be able to offer lots of places that people could pick to live. While I think about it, I think I am going to turn the Shift F3 back on, because that way, as I'm slowly moving around the world, you can get a feel for what, look at that cave down there, what the coordinates are, so that if you would find an area in this video that you think would be awesome for you to establish, you'll know approximately where to go. Keep in mind, the way this thing works is that you guys should be interested, you know, on a ground level basis, in the X and Z coordinates. The Y coordinate is your height. So, you know, I'm in fly mode and I've zipped myself up above the ground. So, you know, it's going to be down in the 60s actually. So I'm up like 20 blocks above. So look at this. So now you've got a nice area of snow. There's another super cave looking thing down there. Look at this mountain. I mean, would that be wild or what? And look at this. If I come over on this side, I was over here earlier. Look at this. See, a nice cut in. I mean, I could see somebody building in here. That would be cool. If we come back out, we can continue to see some more of this stuff. I mean, it's really wild. There's lots of choices in here. I think this is a little cave too, if I remember. Yeah, there's a cave there. Then as we come over, we come out of the frozen area. They call it Frozen River. What is this one called? Ice Plains? Ice Plains, huh? Okay. I want to try to follow the river. And you can kind of get, like I said, a general feel. Did you notice the pumpkins over there? Yeah, look at the river. Now, look, you can see the vines. There's the start of the jungle over there. You see that? And the jungle, all right, we'll head over to the jungle. The jungle is massively huge. You know, with these super trees. And that's kind of wild. Now, see how it kind of skirts right up against the ice plains. So if we go slowly here, we should switch, yeah, see, from ice plains right over to jungle. And that's kind of wild. All right, I'm going to work my way back out to the river again. Okay, now this, if I remember, was more of a lake or a pond. Yeah, see, this is all enclosed, but that's kind of wild. Look, there's some ocelots down there. So that's a real one. This server is going to be run in survival mode, and basically I am not going to run any mods. I am not going to allow for additional ops. I am not putting anybody into creative mode. And the reason I chose to do that is because part of the allure of this game for me, and you have seen it in my Let's Play series, is the aspect of actually surviving, you know, spawning a brand new world and then taming it as your own. Which means if you want the riches, you go find them. If you want the mansions, you go build them. Meaning, you need to figure out what you're going to need, where you can get it, and actually go and make it happen. Okay? So that's what we're looking at here. Alright, so I'm going to swing back this way. And I want to head over kind of inland away from where we were a bit ago. If I follow this river back down this way, when the jungle begins to end, you'll see that we end into, I believe it's swamp area. I just want to see what it says. So we're jungle, but over here I think it's swamp. So now we're river, now we're jungle. Yeah, see? So now we have a nice swampland area too, which is kind of wild if you think about it. There's something red down there. Oh, it's a mushroom. So you've got the jungle ending, and then you get out to a lot more of this more shallow water, lots of lily pads, these darker colored trees with vines, and then you have access to creating something in a swamp. Alright, so now I'm going to come back to the river, and this swampland water goes out quite a ways. It's not exactly a ocean. I mean, you can look at it. Oh, here's kind of a deep area here. But for the most part, especially inland, it's kind of shallow. And it kind of does something here, where the river kind of goes off this way in this direction, and then over here by where we were in the jungle is where it would come in again. Okay? So we can see this piece here, and I'm trying to work my way back to where we started. Yeah, as I see night coming on again. Look at this. Look at that cave right there. And I'm trying to stick over to where the jungle was. And I may need to bring daylight on again because I want to get back over to where we started if I can. We're at about 15 minutes. So that would be a good half of this video. Then I want to take it to the actual server and show you what we've already done, just to kind of get ready for people. I'm going to let sundown come because it's pretty, and it'll be a good way to end this particular piece of the video. Yeah, now I think I'm getting a little on the lost side here, so let's use those coordinates. I'm negatives. Okay, so I need to go way over here. I'm going to kind of move a little faster. I need to get to 179. Yeah, I must be, wow, I'm way off. Was that a separate jungle? That could be. Boy, I am really way off. Wow. Okay. Oh, I don't want that. I want that Z value going too low, so I got to come back this way. There we go. Yeah, it takes a little getting used to get that, you know, X and Y and Z to do what you want it to do. Okay, here we go. Here's the island again. All right, I'll give it a. I was flying there pretty good, so I'm going to let that build in a little bit. So yeah, in our world, this island is going to contain our welcome center, and you're going to see that we've already built quite a lot of stuff. Okay. So when we come back in a second, I will be standing in this exact position in the actual server world. All right? Okay, give me a second. Okay, guys, welcome back. I've switched over to working on the actual server world. And if you take a look at the X and the Z, 179379. These are the coordinates for the welcome center. I am having a problem resetting the spawn. I want to make the spawn appear over here. But until I can get that working, I need you to know the coordinates so you know how to get here. Excuse me. Welcome to Dotoran's world. Remember, use Shift F3 to get just the coordinates, not all of those goofy graphs that get in your way. Well, I've created what I think to be a nice looking structure. So I'm just going to back out a little bit so you can kind of get a feel for what this thing looks like. Okay. You can hear what's behind me. If you've been playing this game a while, you know what's back there. Anybody? That's right. Our newest addition was a portal to the Nether. Okay. This is that island that's totally been cleaned up. Took all the trees, flattened it out, and built this. Now, this structure is the only structure that was built using creative mode. I just needed to get in here and build this thing fast so that I could get some players on here and start playing. Everything else you're going to see in a little while was built by hand in survival, going out and taming the world. All right? Okay, I'm going to turn Shift F3 off for a minute. So we can talk about the rules real quick. Right here next to the doors, have you read the server rules? Okay? It says no griefing. Griefing means that you find enjoyment going around and destroying what other people have built. Griefing also means that you enjoy going into people's houses or structures and stealing stuff from that person. Remember, every person that plays on this server has gone out and spent hard work and time getting everything that they have. If you see somebody with diamonds, it's because they went deep underground and found them. Going into somebody's house and stealing from them is considered griefing. destroying something, even a couple of blocks because you can't figure out how to get into their house, is considered griefing. If you mistakenly destroy or damage something, spend the time to fix what you goofed. Okay? So that's griefing. If I find it happening, your first offense will be a warning that you're not supposed to do that, and then you will help the person rebuild or repair the damage that you did. If you continue doing it and I catch you again, I'm going to ban you from the server for a month. And if you still haven't figured out that that's not a good thing to do, you will not be using my server again. You will be banned for life. We will take possession of all that you've created, and life will go on in Dotoran's world. All right? All right, let's come over here. I don't mean to sound that way, but I'm going to have some younger players here, and I need everybody to understand the rules. No hoarding. And by hoarding, I'm more referring to this welcome center. Whoops, come on. It says you're not the only person playing here. All right, inside of this building is stuff that you can take for free to help you get started. All right, that means don't take everything that you see, and we'll look at that in a minute. No bad language in the chat. You can hit the / key and you can type messages that everybody in the system will see. All right, this is single player, so we don't allow for chatting, but that would have came out if it was, oh no, that should have worked. That should have worked. This is the server. Hello guys. Maybe I think I pressed T instead. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so we don't use bad words when we're in here. The server itself actually logs the entire chat history for everybody online. So even if I am not online, I have a record of every word that's been typed in. If I see bad language or bullying or taunting, I'm going to consider that an offense. And the same thing over here with griefing. Okay? Those are going to be the punishments if need be. Okay? All right, I mentioned this earlier. All right, if you see it in somebody's house, it is because they worked to get it. All right, if you want some, ask for help. Maybe somebody would be willing to go out and help you do it. No mods and cheats. We're only going to get what the game comes with. This is why I'm always going to run the latest version of the snapshots, so that when the newest features come out, we will have instant access to them. If you run mods yourself on single player, you've seen what can happen. Every time a new version comes out, often your mods will cease to function. Skins or texture packs are also considered mods. I had one of the kids that loves to use texture packs was trying to create one of the new craftable books. And no matter how hard she tried, she could not get a book to create or to craft. Well, it turned out she was actually crafting the book, but she just wasn't able to see it because it was a new entity added to the world, and her texture pack hadn't been updated to draw a rendered version of that new entity. So she couldn't even see it. So there's an example of how a skin or a texture pack might also not work when a new version came out. And then I said earlier that this is a whitelisted server, so I will be aware of who exactly gets to come online. And then again, did I forget to say have fun? All right? I want to come in here for a quick, not video, right here. This is something else I've noticed. The numbers are gone in here in this new version. I'm not sure why. It happens in multiplayer and it happens in single player. So I don't know if they're getting ready to adjust this or something. I don't know. But we'll turn that down. Oh, actually, that was sound. We want the music down. There we go. Okay, so anyways, you're going to spawn into the world in daylight, okay? Please use the Shift F3 and see if you can get yourself to those X and Z coordinates. That will bring you right here. All right, remember, you will start with nothing. I don't exactly love that idea. This world is set to run by default in normal difficulty. I play on hard, so I've changed this for myself. But the world is set for normal by default, okay? Which means the first time you enter the world, you're going to be set to normal, which means monsters are going to come out in full force, okay? And I want you to be careful about that. All right, so as you come into the Welcome Center, welcome. Take some of what I offer. Upstairs, too. All right? A feature introduced a while ago is the fact that zombies can break down wooden doors. I want the Welcome Center to be a safe haven for new users. If you're getting chased by monsters, get in here, run over, hit this switch. This wall pops up from the floor. They break the door down. This is as far as they get. Then you can come in here and you can attack them. When you're ready to roll and it's safe, hit the switch again, the wall disappears, and you get to go outside again. Okay? Well, here's what I've done for you guys to get you started. There are a series of dispensers here. You can right-click it to get into what's inside the dispenser. But for most of the dispensers, I want you to take just one of everything that's in here. So as you saw, this one has iron swords. Normally, you would come up to the dispenser, and I want you to see what's going to happen. So I am going to temporarily lose this sword. And you would push this button. And that shoots out one of the items. So you'll see down in my bar there, it's just given me an iron sword. All right, so I've got, what else have I got for you? I've got iron pickaxes, iron shovels, iron axes, and even some bows for some bows and arrows, okay? On this side of the room is your protection. Helmets, chest plates, leggings, and boots, all made out of iron. The last one is arrows, but you've got to be careful. Don't stand here. I'm in creative, so nothing's going to happen, but watch. You see that? It just shot me with the arrow. Okay? And here it is. It bounced off of me and landed here. Because it's one of my arrows, I can walk up and take it. If you need some arrows, stand clear. Make sure no one else is standing in front of you. And hit this button a few times. Alright? They'll shoot out, get caught in this wall over here. Come on over and grab them. Okay? Please don't right-click, come in here, and go nuts. This is what I would call stealing. Okay? You don't need 60 arrows off the top. Take 10, take 15, something along those lines. Remember, you're not the only one playing. Okay? Now, I think it's over here. Yeah. It says restock date. On the 1st of every month, I am going to come in here and completely refill these dispensers. All right? If you have suggestions on stuff I should include in here, please let me know. Now, we're not done. We're going to go upstairs in a second. The reason I'm going to restock is because this is survival mode. As we explore, as we build, we are going to die. When we die, we respawn at the last place we slept. If you've never slept before, you're going to go back to the original spawn. And eventually, when I can figure out how I can get the new version to do it, it's going to be out here. But for now, it could be over in the jungle or the snowy area. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is get a bed, which is upstairs, and find a place along the river or in the woods or wherever you want to build your house. Set your bed down and lie down in it. Even if it's not daylight, even if it's not night, lie down in the bed and that'll reset your spawn. So when you die, you'll come back to the bed position. Now, the way dying works, is that when you die, everything you were carrying, not and wearing actually, and wearing, so the armor too, gets dropped right where you died. If you can get back where you died within, I think it's 5 minutes, you can pick up your stuff. If you can't, you've lost everything. This is why I want these to stay stocked. Okay? This should not mean that if you're being successful in the world, that you can just come back here and grab stuff whenever you need it. That's not the goal. This is for oh man, I just died and lost everything. What am I going to do? Come back again. Take one of everything on this floor, except for arrows, which you can take about 10 or 15 of. Okay? And then that'll give you a start for the next piece. All right, second floor. Second floor has a set of dispensers over here. And if you look at the sign over here, left to right, this one has wooden planks. This one has coal. And the last one, or the third one, has torches. Okay? The last two, if you look at this sign over here, has beds. That's this one right here. And food sources. Okay? I do include some golden apples. Now, if you look, when I originally stocked this, there were 64 of everything in here, including the golden apples. I will not be doing that again. I forgot what a golden apple can do. One golden apple can give you back all of your hearts. So you could be all the way down to 1/2 of a heart, basically almost dead. And eating one of these gives you complete health again. So I'll make sure that when I restock, I don't put as many of these in here. Now, because it's a dispenser, when you click this button down here, you're going to get a random piece of food. In that case, it was a chicken, then an apple. Okay? You can do that, or you can come in and get them this way. All right? You can't get one. So if you pick up the stack, you can come down and right-click, and it'll give you one at a time those items. Okay? Some of these are able to give you more hearts back. So for instance, this cooked steak, I believe, is the best one other than the golden apple. And that'll give you 4 hearts back. The bread, I think, only gives you 2 hearts back. So you might think, well, that's stupid. If that's the case, I'm going to take all the steak. But if you think about it, let's say all you need is 1.5 or 2 hearts. Then you may want a piece of cooked fish or a piece of bread. Now these two down here, rotten flesh and spider eyes, you can actually eat them, and they will give you health back. However, it also slightly poisons you. Okay? This one here is really bad. So this is a last-ditch effort. I mean, if you're seriously starving and this is the only thing you have available, you can eat it. Okay? This one here, I mean, in my regular Let's Play, because I found that zombie spawner that I turned into the grinder, this is all I eat, and I can eat as much of it as I want. So yeah, I go hungry and my health bar goes down faster, but I've got hundreds and hundreds of these things that I can eat, and that's what I choose to do. Okay? All right, we're over 30, so I want to finish this piece of video here. On this side, I've given you the goodies to keep you busy at night. So right now we're in the nighttime. If you are a brand new user and you were in the middle of getting yourself set up and nighttime hit, you might have the need for some safety. And remember, in this building, the bad guys cannot get you. If I come over here, there's even a lip right here. This is a lip to keep the spiders from crawling up the wall. You are 100% safe up here. I also do not have player versus player enabled on this server, which means another player cannot harm you. They could have an axe and they could go nuts whacking you with that axe, and they're not going to hurt you. All right? The only thing that can hurt you are the monsters, drowning in water, burning up in lava, and falling from high places too many times, and starving. All right, so this is what I mean about survival. We have to learn what it takes to survive in this world. Okay? All right, I am going to end this video here, and I'm going to do another video that'll introduce you to some of the stuff that's already in place and some of the players that have already established themselves in this world. All right? Okay, look for the next video. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.